So the NBA All-Star voting numbers just came in and things are not looking good for JT. On his 6th season in the league as a Celtic, having already solidified himself as a superstar, it will come to you as a surprise that the 2022-2023 MVP contender wasn't a top 3 starter on the front court position, but instead fell 4th just right after Joel Embiid.
I mean, I would like to start. Obviously, who wouldn't? I'm in a tough-ass position. I'm behind KD, Giannis, and Embiid. Right, and everybody, all four of us, I guess, averaging 30 in MVP conversation or whatever. You know, I know I got my work cut out to beat. Regardless, I think we'll all be in Utah.
I just have to back up what Shiny Agua Mike, I hope that's how it's pronounced, statement on how for most fans it's all about your favorite player at that platform or even level of competition, rather than having a player that has made significant role in his team, improvements over the years on himself for veterans, or even accomplishments and new heights achieved by the player.
We're talking about the Celtics,
but,
y'all.
Janae, who's
Coming from the Boston Celtics, Jayson Tatum has a lot on his shoulders. This is the same team that got into the finals this past season, having the defensive player of the year coming from within the roster and the most undoubtedly biggest franchise ever in the league. So the NBA made the fanbase vote account for 50% of the votes casted, leaving the media and the players contribute 25% each. Personally, I believe JT will start instead of Joel Embiid because Celtics fans won't sleep on this trust. They're outside for real. Or at least gets more playtime than Embiid because there's no way KD or Giannis will miss. Also, not to sound corny, but JT's current stats puts him way above Embiid. I'm not really a huge Celtics fan, but I've been following up on Tatum for a minute ever since his draft back in 2017. Being picked 3rd overall from Duke University, his career in general has shown nothing less but consistency and promise. He has shown both skill and growth as a leader throughout a 5-year career as a Celtic, with an overall stats of 22 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 3 assists per game, 45% field goal, 34% 3-point in a 6-year career. I can confidently say that he's on a path to superstardom. The 2022-2023 season kicked off and Jayson Tatum's stats are again on a high-time high. This is despite of the suspension of their former head coach Ime Udoka that followed after their loss to Golden State Warriors in the finals.
What are they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now?
On the 20th of June 2021, Udoka was hired as the head coach of the Boston Celtics, coming from Brooklyn Nets as an assistant coach, becoming the 5th head coach of an African origin in Boston Celtics history. Though the Celtics began the season on an 18-21 record, Udoka led them into a 51-31 record, finishing as the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics won the Eastern Conference title and made to their first NBA Finals appearance since 2010. The Celtics lost to a 4-2 to the Golden State Warriors in Game 6. Udoka got them into the finals 2 months before facing a significant suspension of an unspecified violation by the organization's guidelines. Everyone had doubts on this team following organizations building for championship contenders in the East, like the Cavaliers having traded for Donovan Mitchell in free agency, Brooklyn Nets KD and Kyrie combination with a new head coach Jackie Vaughn after sacking Steve Nash right after the regular season started, and as Milwaukee Bucks were still being Eastern favorites for many. Not only did the fans and the media had doubts on this Celtics team, but also other teams knew that they were no longer contenders in the East. But this was the case until Boston Celtics front office hired Joe Mazzulla as an interim head coach in September of 2022, right before the preseason tip-off. They also got a trade during the off-season by signing guard Malcolm Brogdon from the Indiana Pacers that added value on their offense.
I think for any NBA player, whether you ask Marcus Smart, Tatum, Brown, anybody, it's a treat to play on a team like this.
During the regular season, Boston's first 15 games had a 12-3 record. This was because of good starting lineups and rotation that included Marcus Smart, Derrick White, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and Al Horford, or Robert Williams III as center. This season, JT is averaging 30.7 points per game, 8.2 rebounds per game, and 4.2 assists per game. He is shooting 86% from the free throw line, which only means you shouldn't foul this guy. He is shooting 34% from the three-pointer line and 48% field goal. His defense is ranked 42nd in the league. His plus and minus score is the highest in the league right now. With a plus 365 score, his team is better with him on court. And that is why he is averaging 37 minutes per game this season, his highest ever since he joined the franchise.
MVP conversation or whatever.
This season, Tatum has had only one recent triple-double game win of 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists against the player who got the magic.
Just like magic.
Well, not that magic, but I'm talking about Luka. ending a 7-win streak in Dallas. Luka, on the other hand, was playing like a G League point guard. He had 0% from the 3-point line of the 6 attempts made. His field goal was at 30%, 7 made out of the 22 attempts. He was shooting 81% from the free throw line and had 9 rebounds and 3 assists, all while at home court. This recent matchup of the two most top players in the league right now made it clear who JT really is. Show the man some respect.
Take it one game at a time. You know, it's a long journey to where we're trying to get to.
As of now, JT is climbing the MVP ladder as a top 3 contender alongside Jokic and KD. Tatum's excellent stats plus the fact that the Boston Celtics owns the league's best record at 27-12 runs so far this season puts him in a strong position to become the first MVP winner from the Celtics since Larry Bird, who won the award 3 consecutive years from 1983 through 84 and 85 through 86. But a lot has to change between now and April when the regular season wraps up. Tatum still has a long way to go.
Let's eat.
If you've enjoyed the content, show some support by liking the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment of what I should do next. This helps grow the channel. Peace.